Welcome! This is the video tutorial for the equality bucket hat pattern. You can find the pattern for the equality bucket hat by following the link that I provided in the video description section below. So it is a free pattern that I published on Ravelry. Before we start this tutorial, go ahead and download the pattern. Hi everyone. So to make the bucket hat, you will need raffia. This is ISP raffia, 100% plant fiber, 250 meters, and you will need just one for one hat. And this is hook E, 3.5 millimeter. A scissor, a marker, and a measuring tape. Let's talk measurement. For the measurements in the pattern, you will find 3 different sizes going from small, 21 inches circumference, large for the 23 inches circumference of your head, and extra large, which is 26.5 inches circumference. For the video, this tutorial, the whole video will be for the extra large, which is the 26.5 inches circumference. Now, if you are not making that size, make sure you choose the correct stitch numbers for your size from the pattern. But you can go along with this video just as a tutorial or just as a guide on, how to make basically how to finish each row. Now I will place row counts on the video here so that you can coordinate that with the pattern at any time. And also if you look at the pattern, for every size the row counts will be adjusted, so it will make sense when you follow the video and the pattern. Now, another thing on top of measurements that I will talk after this part, you also need to decide on your style. I will have a couple of videos or some pictures after this, but this video, as I mentioned, is made for the XXL size. So the XXL that I'm showing in this video is made for my head. Now, my head circumference is actually 25 inches. However, I made 26.5 inches. The reason I do that is because I want to style it so that is intended to be exaggeratedly oversized. As you can see in this picture, I want it to go all the way down so that it actually covers my ear and not just my head. However, if you would like to style the hat to be exactly the size of your head, here I'm showing you another size where this is for size 23-inch circumference, and the person wearing this on this picture is exactly having a 23-inch head circumference. As you can see, it is more fitting on his head. So decide which style you want, choose the size, and let's go. For the measurements, what you need to do, you need to find the circumference of your head, the measurement of your widest part around your head. So I like to make it loose, so I like it with some ease. So for this tutorial, I will specifically be working for 26.5 inches. And what you need to do, you need to know the diameter of the base of the hat before you continue with the side. So to get the diameter, your diameter equal to your circumference divided by pi. Okay, so for me, my diameter is around 8.4, so I'll just round it up to 8.5. So this is round up. So when we make the head, so this is looking from the top, we will start with a circle, magic circle, and then we will start, you know, building up the head, row 1, row 2, row 3, and then continue building up the head, the base of the head, until I get the diameter of that diameter right there to be that number. Okay, so that's the basic idea. We are about to begin the pattern part of this video. Make sure again you download the free pattern from the link in the video description below, and make sure you follow row per row from the free pattern in the provided link with this video. So for row 1, we will start with chain 3, and then we will make 9 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9 double chain. Okay, so here we are. So the first stitch there does not count, so we'll make 1 2 3, and then double chain into the magic ring. Sorry, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so once you have your 10 double chain, you just close the magic ring real tight right there, and we can work on that at the end. And now you just slip stitch to the third stitch in the beginning. So remember, there's 1 2 3, so you just slip stitch on the third chain that you make in the beginning. Okay, so that's your row 1. Okay, row 2, we will need to increase. This is a horrible drawing, but the idea here, for each of the stitch that we made from row 1, we will increase by doing 2 double crochet. So we do 2 double crochet for each stitches. So initially we had 10 stitches for row 1. For row 2, we will have 20 stitches. Here we go. So To begin with, after we slip stitch to that third stitch, we need to do 3 chain, and that act as the first double crochet. So we need to increase in that same stitch, so we do another double crochet in the same stitch, so we now have 2 in the same stitch. Then we go to the second stitch, we have 3 total, increase in the second stitch, now 4. All right, so basically continue 2 double crochet for this for each stitch that you make from row 1, and at the end you will have 20 double crochet. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20. All right, so make sure you count your stitches, so you can count, we can count now. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12 4 16 18 20. All right, once you have your 20, just like the first row, you go to the third chain that you made initially, and then you just slip stitch. Okay, so that's your second row. You should have 20 stitches by now. Okay, now we're going to row 3. We need to go from 20 stitches, what we have right now from row 2, into 30 stitches. So what you need to do, you need to do increase by having 2 double crochet for the first stitch, and then for the next stitch you do just 1 double crochet, and then you repeat that for 10 times. So basically you need to do increase in the first stitch, and then regular double crochet in the next stitch, and then repeat increase, regular, increase, regular. Okay, so again, start with 3 chain as our first crochet, our first double crochet. So the first stitch we need to increase, so making the second double crochet in the same spot, and then the next is to go to the next stitch by just doing 1 double crochet. Okay, so repeat that. So increase on the next stitch by doing 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then the next stitch is just 1 double crochet. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 for now. So the next one is going to be increase the same, so 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then regular 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Again, the next stitch is going to be an increase, so 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then the next stitch is going to be regular double crochet. Next stitch is going to be increase, next stitch is going to be regular. So do it all the way around. So for this round you should have 30 stitches by the end of the round. Okay, so now I finished. I have 30 stitches. Now we're ready to go to round 4 or row 4. So now you have the trend here. So row 1 we start with 10 stitches, row 2 20 total stitches, row 3 30 total stitches. So row 4 is going to be 40 total stitches. So to do that, we're going to increase on the first chain and then regular double crochet for the next 2 stitches, and then we repeat. So that's the pattern: increase on the first chain and then double crochet for the next 2 chains until you get 40 stitches. As usual, for the first one you have your 3 chains as your first double crochet, and again you increase for the first chain, and then for the next 2 chains you are going to do just 1 double crochet, and then the second chain. All right, so that's the pattern. So for the next stitch I'm going to increase, so 2 double crochet in the same chain, and then for the next 2 stitches I'm going to do just double crochet for each stitch. For row 5 to row 7 I skipped recording, but you can follow the same idea as written on the screen here, and also follow the pattern. Again, just follow the pattern that you will find from the link provided in the video description below, and make sure you follow the direction for your size. $70 stitches total at the end. So the pattern will be increase in the first stitch, and for the next 5 stitches 1 double crochet per stitch. Okay, so again, increase for the first stitch, and then for the next 5 stitches we will have 1 double crochet every stitch. Okay, but before I do that, I will start stretching it out, making sure it is flat. So it's pretty flat right now. And yeah, let's just go. If you want to make, a really small hat, you can start checking your diameter. Right now it's still 5 1/4 or 5 1/4 right now, so it's still not enough for me. So let's keep going. Row 7. As as usual. In the beginning, 3 chains and then a double crochet, and that counts as an increase. So that's, and then the pattern says for the next 5 we need to do just 1 double crochet per stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then repeat the pattern, increase, 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then for the next 5 you just do 1 double crochet per stitch. So that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. All right, meet me at the end of row 7. '66, '67, '68, '69, '70, perfect. And then go to the 3rd stitch, the beginning. Okay, so that is row 7. Stretch, 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 make it flat, check. So right now is 6 inches, so I still need to go for my size all the way to 8.5. So continue checking your size, your diameter. Where's that? Basically make sure you remember what your target diameter is. So basically diameter is 2 radius all the way from this, basically the widest part of the circle. All right, so I'm gonna keep going for my size. Row 8, 80 stitches, increase for the first stitch, and then for the next 6 stitches I'm going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch. Again, increase for the first stitch, and then the next 6 stitches I'm just going to do 1 double crochet for each stitch. Okay, begin with 3 as your first double crochet, and then increase by having the second double crochet in the same stitch, and then for the next 6 stitches I do just 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, let me repeat that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Repeat the pattern. The next stitch is going to be an increase stitch by having 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, and then the next 6 stitches I'm going to do 1 double crochet per stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitch. I'll meet you back at the end of the row. $77, 8, 79, perfect, 80, and then the third chain is here. Okay, so that is the end of row 8. Now one more, okay, sorry, no, the next row is going to be row 9, but let's make sure we check. So this is 7 inches now, and I still need 1.5 inches more. Remember, if this is your diameter for your head size, stop here. If it's not, continue going. And wherever you stop, remember the total stitch number, because that will be the total stitch for the side also. But right now, for what I'm making, I'm going to continue. So for this, the pattern is increase for the first stitch, and then for the next 7, I will have 1 double crochet per stitch. So increase, 1, 2, 3 to begin with, just like usual, and then this is an increase stitch. So the same stitch, make a double crochet, so you have the first increase, and then the next 7 stitches you're going to place just 1 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you should have this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then repeat the pattern, increase by having 2 double crochet in 1 stitch, and then the next 7 is just a single double crochet, just 1 double crochet per stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then repeat. I'll meet you back at the end of this row. And then the last stitch on this row, so that is 80. Make sure you check your stitches, and then on the third stitch from the beginning of the row, I just slip stitch. Okay, that's the end of row 9. Okay, now, so right now the total stitches is 90. For average size head with some ease, this is enough. So because this is already pretty much 8 or 7 3/4. However, I need to go about ½ inch more in diameter. However, one row of this, so for one row for each side, so basically 2 row is giving me about 3/4. So for my size, and you can, if you need to stop here and start working on the side, that's fine. Just make sure you remember your total. But for my size, I do need to go one more increase, so it's going to be at the total of 100 stitches. However, this is gonna be my last row for the base, and I don't want it to be double crochet, so this is gonna be a half double crochet. So meanwhile, everything else here was a double crochet. Okay, so for the row 10, the pattern is going to be increase for the first stitch by having 2 half double crochet in the first stitch, and for the next 8 stitches it's going to be 1 half double crochet per stitch. Okay, now for here, since it's half double crochet, instead of 3 to start with, I just use 2 stitches and then increase, half double crochet, so increase in the same stitch, so 2 stitches to begin with, and then half double crochet to the same stitch. All right, so that is the increase stitch. So the next 8 stitches is going to be 1 half double crochet per stitch. So that's 1, that is 2, that is 3, that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that should be 1, 5, 10. All right, so repeat the pattern. 2 half double crochet for the first stitch, 8 for the next 8 stitches, just 1 half double crochet per stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that should be 20 for now. 5, 10, 15, 20. Perfect. The next one is increase, and then the next 8 is going to be just one half double crochet per stitch. Meet me at the end of this row. All right, so this is the end of row 10. There are 100 stitches, and also I checked the measurements, and it is pretty much 8.5 inches, and that's my measurement. Now I am ready to work on the side. By the way, I already steamed this with an iron. So you can go ahead and steam so that it's gonna be flat. So it's we can start with the row 11. Now, for the side, there's no gonna be any increases. So for the side, it will be row 11 to row 19. It's going to be always 100 stitches at the end of each row. So for row 11, what we need to do, so after slip stitch to the actually I can go back before the slip stitch. So this was at the end of the row 10. You just need to slip stitch to that first stitch in the beginning of the row. Okay, now once you do that, you just stitch 1, and the next thing we need to do is to do single crochet to every stitch, so there's no increase, as I mentioned. So to do the single crochet, you loop through the back loop, loop right here, and also behind the back loop. So in every stitch there will be, let's from here, in every stitch there will be the front and the back. So we want to loop from the back, plus one more loop right underneath the back right there. So there are 2 loops right there. So let's do that. So we go 1, so single crochet, the next one single crochet, again from the back loop and the loop next to it. Okay, back loop and the loop next to it. Sorry, do it again, the back loop and the loop next to it, just to make it sturdy. Back loop and the loop next to it. All right, I will meet you at the end of this row. All right, so I am at the end of row 11. So I'm going to slip to the first stitch of the very beginning of the row, and ready for row 12. All right, for row 12, we will start making this design right here. So this is basically just double crochet and then chain and skip a stitch, and then that double crochet at the next stitch, chain, skip a stitch, and then double crochet. So we will start with the double crochet. So at the beginning of each round, a double crochet is 3 stitch, represented by 3 stitch, and then we'll add 1 more for that single chain right there, because we will have a double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain. So the first 3 is going to be the double crochet, and then single chain is for the single chain, and then skip this next chain and then go to this so skip this and go to the next one, and then we just, sorry, we will, so skip and then go to the next one, sorry, and then double crochet. And I will place a marker on the third chain right there, so I know that's where I need to slip stitch at the end of the row. All right, so I'm going to just continue the pattern by doing chain, skip the next stitch, and then go to the second from the previous one. So single chain, skip, go to the next one. Why am I not? So skip, go to the next one. Single chain, skip, go to the next one. Single chain, skip, go to the next one. Single chain, skip, go to the next one. Oh yeah. Skip, go to the next one. Single chain, skip, go to the next one. All right. Meet me back at the end of this row. All right, I'm at the end of this row 12. So now I just need to join where the marker was. Okay. All right, now row 13. We need to first turn our work. So basically now every row we need to turn our work, and for this row we do chain 4, skip the next stitch, double crochet on the next chain, and then we do that. So chain, skip a stitch, double crochet on the bar, basically again, chain, double crochet on the bar. Do that until we have 20 of this double crochet bar. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So five, chain, double crochet, 6, chain, double crochet, 7, chain, double crochet, 8, chain. Make sure you double crochet on the bar, on the double crochet bar. 8, chain, 9, chain, 10, chain. Remember, skip that single chain and then double crochet on the bar. So how many? 3, 5, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, one more. 20. Okay, after that we need to make we need to make 20 double crochet on the next 20 stitches. So basically don't skip any stitches, so that will make this design right here. So we'll do 20 double crochet in the next 20 stitches. So let's go. So this is the first one. 1, 2. If it is too difficult to get into this chain, you can just go to that opening from the previous row, but I like to actually go into the chain. I think it makes it more, it makes it cleaner, I think. So 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 4. Oh, sorry. No. This is, so 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. Okay, almost there. 19. All right, and then this is the 20th one. Okay. All right, so there you go. You have that double crochet for every stitches for 20 stitches. Now we will go back to the original pattern where we chain, skip a chain, and then double crochet on the bar, on the double crochet bar. Again, single chain, skip a stitch, double crochet on a double crochet bar from the previous one. All right, so do that and all the way until the end of the row. One more double crochet here. Now I'm back at the beginning, so single crochet and then go to the third chain from the beginning and slip stitch. All right, then we are going to turn our work. We can also do 1 2 3 4. Easier if we put on the third as a marker for where we want to okay, and we turn. Okay, so basically we need to do the single chain double crochet, single chain double crochet all the way back. When we get here, we will just start double crochet on 20 plus 1, so 20 that 21 bars of double crochet, and then continue with the pattern. All right, so 11 12 13, so this is row 14. So I already chained 4, so now I just need to do double crochet in the next double crochet chain, single, double crochet, single, double crochet. Okay, all the way until we get to that double crochet that were stitches on every stitch. Okay, almost there. Okay, so now you see how here this is double crochet on every stitches. So we'll do that. So there's that single chain and then the double crochet, again double crochet, don't skip anything, double crochet. Okay, so that will be 21 double crochet on every stitches. Okay, almost back to the original pattern. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, now we're back to the original pattern where we will single chain, skip that chain, and then double crochet on the double crochet bar all the way until we are at the end of the row. Okay, so single chain, double crochet on a double crochet, continue, single chain, double crochet on a double crochet. All right, I'll meet you at the end of the row. All right, I'm at the end of the row. So I already make a one single chain, so I just need to slip stitch there. All right, so row 15, chain 4, 1 2 3, mark the third chain, and then 4. Okay, for this one we're going to be doing the regular pattern, which is double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain all the way to the end of the row. Basically we are at this row right here, so we did this 2 rows of double crochet every stitches. Now we're at this row, so we do double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, all the way. Okay. So I just did double crochet, single chain. So what I need to do is a double crochet, double crochet, single chain, skip that chain, double crochet. Okay. Okay. Again, single chain, double crochet on a double crochet. All right, meet me at the end of this row. All right, so now I'm still on the same row. I'm at the place where there in the previous row there is this double crochet every stitch. So make sure when I single chain, I skip the next double crochet and go to the one after that. Yeah. So again, single chain. So skip this one, go to the next one right there. Okay, so check. So you have one double crochet, skip, one double crochet, skip, one double crochet. So continue, skip this, skip this one, all right. Oh, not too tight on the single chain. Okay, so skip the next one, go to the one after that. All right, so make sure you have that pattern back. Okay, I'll see you at the end of this row. All right, I'm at the end of this row 15. So just single chain and then slip stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 to go to row 16. Put on the third. Okay, for row 16 we're going back to the basically we just finished this part if we're going from top down, so we're going to go back to this design. So initially we'll do double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain until we get back here. There's gonna be double crochet, double crochet, double crochet every stitches for 21 stitches, and then continue single chain, double crochet, single chain, double crochet. All right. Okay, so after you chain 4, you double crochet on the next double crochet bar, chain 1, and then double crochet on the next double crochet, chain 1, double crochet on the double crochet. All right, I'll meet you back in this area underneath where there is that double crochet on in every stitch. All right, I am back in the area where there was this double crochet in every stitch. So I will just start double crochet on every stitch until here. So this is exactly 21 double crochet. So make sure you stay with that count. If not, this equal sign will be wonky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Check your count. Should be 20. All right, so that is 21. You see that's at the end of that double crochet every chain. Now back to the original pattern, single chain, double crochet on the double crochet bar, single chain, double crochet on the double crochet bar. All right, meet me at the end of this row. All right, I'm back at the end of the row for row 16. So I just put on the third chain from the beginning of the row. Okay. Oh, actually, sorry. Chain 1. Yes, third chain from the beginning. Sorry. Just slip this. That's it. Sorry. Yes. All right. That's the end of row 16. Now row 17, we're going back this way. So regular pattern on this part, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, until we get to, oh, what happened here? That's fine. Okay. Until we get to here in this double crochet every stitch, we will double crochet every stitch for 21 stitches, and then for the rest it's just regular pattern where double crochet, single chain, double crochet. Okay, so we will do 4 chain, so 1 2 3, 4 chain, and then turn, and then double crochet. So single chain, double crochet on the double crochet bar. Okay, I will meet you when I get to this double crochet on every stitch. Okay, I am back at that part where there is double crochet on every stitch. So I just finished this double crochet and there's still this single chain, so a single chain on a single chain, and then a double crochet, 21 double crochet on every stitch. Okay. And after that, once we get back to this regular pattern, it's going to be double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, crochet. I'll meet you at the end of this row. All right, I'm at the end of row 17. So I have done the single stitch here, so I just need to slip stitch to the 3rd stitch at the beginning of the row that we made. Perfect. So chain 4 to begin the next row, row 18, and turn. Now row 18, since we already finished this design, so it's just going to be regular double crochet stitch, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, single chain, all the way around. So basically we're almost done with that. So I already did 4 single chain, so the next one is going to be the double crochet. Okay, and then single chain, make sure it's not too tight, the single chain, because we're going to use that for the next row. All right, double crochet, single chain, double crochet, okay, single chain, and double crochet all the way around. I meet you back at the end of this row 18. I'm at the end of row 18, and I just finished the last double crochet. I just need to single crochet and then get into the 3rd stitch that we have from the beginning of the row, and then just slip stitch. Okay, so the next row, make sure to work from the right side. Right now I'm working from the wrong side, so now from here on we're not gonna switch direction every row, so make sure from here you are working from the right side. Okay, so for row 19 we're going to just do single crochet in every stitch, so that you should have 100 single crochet. If you're following my size, it should be 100 single crochet by the end of this by the end of this round. Okay, to start, just make 1 single chain, and then continue with the next stitch, and this is why we should be making the single chain in the previous row not to be too tight because we're picking it up. Okay, so that is 2. So just continue every stitch you do single chain. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. And I will meet you back at the end of this row. All right, I'm at the end of row 19. Now I just need to find that first stitch in the beginning of the row so that I can just slip stitch to that stitch. All right, so that's it. That's row 19. Now basically we have finished the side of the bucket head, and you see you have that equal sign as your design element, and at this point you can go ahead and steam your bucket head so it gives you a nice shape along the way, or you can wait until the end. Doesn't matter. All right, so now what we need to do is to start working on the ribbing. So before we go to the ribbing, I just want to remind people, if you follow my size, you would have been working with 100 stitches when you work the side. However, if you stop at any point before row 10 for your size, remember your number. Or if you go further than row 10 to continue the increase, let's say you increase until 110 stitches instead of stopping in here, you would have also been working with that number for the side. So remember that number, because the next row for the ribbing, basically we need to continue this pattern. So the next row, it will be increasing by 10. So if you stop at row 8, the next row will be 90 stitches in total. Same thing with 9. If you stop at 90 stitches, you will the next row for this ribbing is going to be 100. But for me, the next row is going to be 110 stitches. Okay, so the pattern would be increase in the first stitch, and then for the next 9, so increase for the first stitch by doing 2 single crochet in that first stitch, and then for the next 9 stitches you do 1 single crochet. Now you need to adjust that pattern for your size if you stop or continue further than where I am at the end of that increase row. Okay, now another thing, for this row only, we are going to single chain from the front loop only, so from this loop right here, and this will help to make the rim sticking out even more. All right, okay, so the first thing that I mentioned is to increase in the first stitch. All right, so the beginning of the row, you just chain 1 as your first single crochet, and then increase for the first stitch, so single crochet in the same space, and then for the next 9 stitches you do single crochet from the front loop only, and 1 single crochet for the next 9. So 1, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you should have 11 for that first repeat that you do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. If you want, you can again mark your single chain in the beginning so that you don't miss it when you go back, because that's where you want to slip stitch. Again, 3, 5, 3, 10, 11. Okay, so repeat that pattern. So the next stitch, oh sorry, we're doing some single crochet. Next stitch you do increase, so 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then for the next 9 just 1 single crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, I will meet you at the end of this row. I'm at the end of the row 20 and I have 110 stitches. So the next thing is just to slip stitch to that first stitch in the beginning of the row. Okay, now the next row is going to be easy. You just do single crochet in every stitch, so you will still have 100 stitches, so you don't increase on row 21. Okay, to begin with, you just single chain in that first stitch, but next is to go to the next stitch and to do single crochet, but this time make sure to get both to go through both loops, front and back. Okay, so just single crochet, simple, 120 stitches, 110 stitches. At the end, I'll see you at the back at the end of the row. All right, I'm approaching the end of row 21. Oh, sorry. Single crochet. Okay, one more before I'm back at the beginning of the row. Then I just slip stitch there. Okay, so next row is going to be in an increase row, row 22, 120 stitches. So the pattern is increase in the first stitch, and the next 10 stitches is 1 single crochet per stitch. Again, increase by doing 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then the next 10 stitches is just going to be 1 single crochet every stitch. Okay, always start with a chain and mark your beginning of row if you want. So increase for the first stitch, so I need one more because the first chain in acts as a first double crochet, single crochet. All right, so 2 single crochet, and now the next 10 is 1 single crochet each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There should be 12. So that's 3, 5, 3, 10, and 12. All right, repeat again. Increase. So 1, 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then the next 10 is just 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so basically you do that until the end of row. Okay, so from here on the pattern is going to be the same pattern until the end of the ribbing. So I will just place here right away, and I'll meet you at the end of the ribbing. So basically after this increase row for the 120 stitches, the next row is just going to be one single crochet for every stitch, so you will still have 120 stitches. And then for row 24 you will have 130 stitches, and to do that I will place here, what you do is increase in the first stitch by doing 2 single crochet in the first chain, and then for the next 11 stitches you will just do 1 single crochet at a time. So again, increase in the first stitch for row 24 by doing 2 single crochet in the same stitch, and then for the next 11 stitches you're going to do just 1 single crochet at a time. And then row 25 you just do 1 single crochet in every stitch, and then row 26 is an increased stitch. You need to get 140 stitches. So basically you increase in the first stitch, and then in the next 12 stitches you will do 1 single crochet at a time. Again, for row 26 the pattern is going to be increase in the first stitch by doing 2 single crochet at a time at the same stitch, and then for the next 12 stitches you're going to do 1 single crochet in every stitch. And then row 27 you're just going to do a single crochet in every stitch, so there's no increase. Okay, so with that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 increase in total for the ribbing. So I'll meet you at the end of row 27. All right, I am at the end of row 27, 140 stitches. Really, if you don't have exactly the correct stitch at the end, but if you get somewhat the shape of this bucket hat, you're fine. I even have some errors in some rows, but doesn't matter because here we go, done with everything. So we have our bucket hat, and this is the equal sign, and if you notice it's still wonky, and I'm going to show you how to stem it. Before that I will go ahead and weave in all end, and everyone has this weaving and needle, yeah, and it's up to you however you want to weave your end, whatever works for you. Just make sure to secure the end. Sorry, I should have used, let me just use another. Alright. So however you want to weave in your ends, as long as you secure that end piece, should be fine. Alright, So, okay, I think that's how much I care to weave today. And at the beginning, remember we have our magic circle. If you already secured this earlier, that's great. If not, you can do it now. Just trying to go through. Again, if you have your own way of weaving, follow that. This is just a way that I've been using, and you know, this might not be the best way, but anyway. Okay, as long as it's secure, it should work. You can do multiple passes. Okay, and eccola. We have our bucket hat. Okay, let me show you how to steam it.